What's going on, everyone? Juicebags here, and welcome back to some Dungeon Defenders 2 and my hardcore Mystic only playthrough. Now, it is time, y'all. We are headed to Expeditions to get our first one in, but before we do that, we got quite the milestone here, and that is with a Tower Shard. So once again, this one is Destruction, Defense Rate, Deadly Strikes, or Fortification. It's guaranteed to be one of those. And what do we want it to be? Let's see. We've got Destruction, Defense Rate, Deadly Strikes on our Sand Viper. We got Destruction and Defense Rate on our Serpent's Coil. We got that Destruction all for one. I mean, we could use another Defense Rate for our Snaking Sands and our Sand Viper, or our Viper's Fangs, pardon me. And then we could use Deadly Strikes on the Serpent's Coil. So let's see what we got. Anything but Fortification. Please don't be Fortification. And it's Destruction. So we got another Destruction Shard. Don't have enough gold to get it upgraded right now, but where do we even want to put that? We got Destruction there. We're actually have got all the Destruction Shards we need right now. So that is a very good place to be. Now for our first Chaos 1 expedition, where do we want to head? I think we'll start off with the gates. We'll go into the easiest possible map, thematically anyway, and try out a little Gates of Dragonfall. Let's jump on in and get it going here. Alright, so for this one, I think we are going to, we're just going to go some Vipers and Sand Traps, I believe. You know, of course, we're going to get our walls in place. And we're going to get down an Obelisk as well. But let's get all of these down. And then see what we want to do. The Obelisk, we can just throw it back there. Get it out of the way. And then how do we want to do this? Well, you know, enemies are going to be at the walls here. There's no doubt there. Let's go 2 directly down each lane, and then we'll go 1 splitting the lanes. And then, what I would love to get, actually we can do some up fronts too here. We can go like, we can go something like that maybe, get a little upfront damage in. I mean, we can kind of do the same thing here. Get 1 there. I don't want to eat up everything. I want to get some sand traps down. So let's go with 2 snaking sands there. We'll get 2 in there. Get 2 in there. It actually only leaves me enough for 1 more. Why don't we just throw a 3rd one there in the middle? Alright, and let's see how it's going. Now, we're going to be getting big-time work out of this Obelisk. That is for sure. So I want to make sure I prioritize getting that upgraded. But we'll do a little apples to apples here. Now, of course, Chaos 1 is all about the Vanguards. So we got those little shieldy goblins. Remember, we're banking on that Gobu Boom. These Vanguards are indeed goblins, which means I should be getting just a lot of value out of Gobu Boom for sure. I do want to make sure that these flyers are not an issue. Always, always. Crystal Cart is under attack. There must have been a stray projectile there. Oh, we're getting lots of shots at the core. I'm assuming... Yeah, it's going through that snake too, so those have got to be like javelin throwers or something. That their projectile is piercing through. Alright, so we're going to want to keep an eye out for that. We don't want any issues with those guys. And what else do we want to do? Well, we got a doggo coming this time. Let's just do even upgrades right across the board. Oops. I wanted to get more into the obelisk. I mentioned the obelisk damage. We look, it did 1 million damage in the first wave. We look at this snake, about, 10%-ish, 11% of the amount of damage the obelisk did. So, I mean, the obelisk is just shreds. Absolutely shreds. I'm a little worried about this. We'll have to keep an eye on that. It's one of the problems with turtle building on this map if you don't have reflect beams, is anything that pierces is going to hit the core. Very likely to. Now, one of the benefits we get here stepping into a new chaos tier is we are going to get upgrades pretty much instantly. Like, everything that drops is going to be a fairly enormous upgrade. I did not have enough juice there. I was hoping to get a call to madness out there on the dog, but did not quite make it. Alright, doggo down. Nice having a little elemental combo there. Of course, I've got earth damage on my weapon, and then my third ability there, the Dark Torment, is poison. So that is what petrified Mr. Doggo. Right, let's go right into that obelisk. We take a look. It did, 2.3 mil now. So it did another 1.3 million just in that second wave. So let's get that bad boy upgraded. We got an ogre coming, and we've got a shaper coming. So both of those should be easy enough to deal with. Now, the shaper's projectiles, remember, will pierce as well. Accumulator servo. I mean, that's a big power gain, but am I wanting accumulator servo? We got a water chip there, but I don't want to give up the earth. Alright, let's let it fly here. It's nice having enough enemies where my appeasement is just going to stay full. Even with no shards or anything to help manage it, there's going to be just so much appeasement on the ground. I basically get to stay full up on the ability resource there, which is quite nice. Alright, we got another shot at the crystal. I'm not sure what that is. I'm not seeing any javelin throwers there. Maybe it was I don't think it was a dive bomber, was it? We'll take one for the team on that one. Alright, we got that shaper pushing down. That shaper is going to do core damage. He needs to die right away. Alright, well, we got the shaper down. He did get a shot on the core. The ogre, of course, we can just kind of repair through. Alright, we got a medallion. That could be fat. Please, please have Go Boo Boom on it. Oh, yes. Alright, so there is a big fatty upgrade. 2973. We've got 2300, so... Oops, wrong one. 2200. So yeah, we will go ahead and swap that bad boy right on in. That is quite nice. Alright, what about that wall? Fiery Fangs we don't really care about. 1853. There's a little bit of power gain to the wall as well, so we might as well use it. And And what do we want to upgrade this time? Looks like that was all the mana. I think we keep going into everything here. We can spam them in now. Yeah, I'm going to have to kind of look and see what is catching the core there. I didn't see any javelin throwers, which makes the most sense. There was a mage out there. Maybe the mage could have been taking some shots at it. Better get our appeasement flowing again. There's a mage right there. Maybe we should kill it just to be safe. Alright, we got Tuskar and an ogre. Ogre's taking the middle lane. We'll get some shots in on Tuskar first. Actually, we can just throw down a Call to Madness down, let Tuskar beat up his friends a little bit. The ogre down. Tuskar took out all of his homies. Oh man. Tuskar, you dirty boy. Took all of his homies out. That's crazy. Alright, we got a water chip there. What did we have over here? There's a power chip. I feel like I'd lose too much by using that. Look at the difference between... Now that one's 3 out of 10 instead of 2 out of 10. But look at the difference just from going campaign to Chaos 1 on that power chip. Big change. Okay, we got Tuskar. We got a captain, and we got Quibs. Let's just spam them. We are spammed. We'll throw another upgrade there. Alright, let's get it going. So who do I take out first? I feel like I take out the captain first, because he runs the quickest. Get a little freeze action in on you guys. Yeah, if we go to the... I think Quibbly is the most dangerous, because you're going to be dropping those range bombs that hit fairly hard. So I feel like we go the captain, then Quibbly, and then we can deal with Tuskar at the very end. In fact, we can get an upgrade on that wall if I got enough mana land. A little dive bomber action. Alright, here comes the captain. He's rolling down the middle lane here. Alright, captain down. Quibbly down. We got another, we got Orc Boom on that one. Tuskar's just getting handled by the defenses, which is quite nice. Lots of shots going in on the crystal here. Ooh, and I got a daily done too. That's kind of nice. And there we go, Mastering Expeditions. So we got our first Chaos 1 victory. Good stuff. Good stuff. So let's go ahead and grab all the loot and bounce back out to town and see what we got. Alright, so of course we got our first round of mats. Now I already had some. From just completing the daily login rewards. We got this Orc Boom. I think we throw that right onto our Serpent's Coil there. That's a nice big power gain. That one's actually 7 out of 10, but we can actually upgrade this bad boy. Is that what we want to do, though? I mean, it's a fairly low roll on the defense power. I'd be happier about it if it had a better mod to go along with that Gobu Boom. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to upgrade that yet. Now, I am going to want to create another hero now, though. So, let's go with another hero. We'll name this one Walls. And what we're going to do with this hero is this is going to be our Waller. So, with that in mind, our Ascension points, we don't really care about much except defense rate. We still want, because the wall does attack. And then we're going to put all of our points directly into wall health. So we can just start working on this one now. It's not super important where we place anything else, as we're not going to be active on this character. But additionally, this character will be our mule. So we'll have something to watch number go up. Of course, we're at 475 champion score now. And we need to get to 580 to unlock Chaos 2. So we're going to want to do one more expedition. Probably one more will get it done. And we'll have Chaos 2 unlocked. But let's take a look at these shards as well. And see what we got. Alright, nothing good there. We can just go ahead and scrap that. And, of course, we just cannot get anything that's usable. Sadly, the way it tends to go quite regularly here. But, yeah. Anyway, y'all, there we go. We are busted in to Chaos 1 and ready to get the grind started. So, thanks an absolute ton for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And I will see you soon. Take it easy.